Hello and welcome to ACS Golf and this week's review, which is the last review of 2024. Still in the darkness of winter. That will be until probably March, April time, to be honest, when it starts to get to spring in the UK. But anyway, what a year it has been. Reviewed 74 clubs for the channel, done a lot of versus video. I put two clubs against each other and had a few extra videos thrown in there as well. So it's been a very busy year for the channel. I think I have saved the best club till last. Well, personally, I think it's the best club till last. Next year, just to give you an insight, again, we're going to be doing a weekly review as we always do, which is generally clubs that I can pick up and I think are really good options for you guys from point of, sort of your average play, currently playing off 8, so a low handicapper, which I think could help potentially save you money and help your game. And obviously we'll have new reviews coming out of new clubs every now and again on a Friday, and also a lot more versus videos where I put two different clubs against each other and more bonus content as well. So you don't want to miss out in 2025 on ACS Golf. So remember to hit that subscription button and that bell icon so you do not miss out on any of those videos that come out next year. As always, as everyone says, it is free. You don't have to pay for it. So yeah, so make sure you hit that subscription button. Let's really have a push for subscribers next year, because the more subscribers I have, hopefully the more content I'll be able to bring you. But yes, on to the club in question today that I've been saving for a while. I've been waving it around my hand here. I've been saving for a while because personally I think this is probably the coolest club I've done, well, reviewed on this channel. A lot of you guys might disagree with me, as the channel's been going for, well, 2.5 years now. Reviewed numerous clubs, obviously in 2023 as well, and even 2022. But for me, I think this is a really cool club, and it is this. It is a Nike Vapor Flex 440. I mean, look at this. I mean, isn't that a thing of beauty? Weird beauty, but a thing of beauty. Very, very cool club. And I've had this for a while, to be fair, and I've been waiting to do a review for the channel. So I thought, well, what a perfect time to do it. Right at the year end, have technically, I think, the best review to come out till last, because I've always been a fan of Nike Golf. I think they produce some really good stuff near the end before they obviously stop making clubs, even though I know a lot of you will disagree with me watching this. But yes, excited for this. Been looking forward to reviewing it for you guys for a while. So yeah, as always, let's get into it. So let's have a closer look at this beauty. Then we're going to come back here. We're going to go through the technology that's in this. We're going to get down to the range. I'm going to throw some figures at you. And then we'll come back here for the ACS Golf Scale and my overall thoughts about this beast. Give you a little hint, unforgiving beast. All right, let's have a closer look at this beauty. So there you go. And I think this looks really cool. Some of you might disagree with me because it is, it's that weird material they use to the back, so it's a shell, very much like the shell of the New Paradigms, you could say, but it's not carbon fiber. This, we'll get into what this is in a second. But I do like the way it's black and it's blue there. And you have that, I'll show you there, you go. There's that blue Nike tick. The whole bits like that as well. The bottom aerodynamics. Some say this is what TaylorMade copied for their inertia generator. The Sims, where you have that sort of bit sticking out the bottom there, and they're still using the QI10s, etc. nowadays. People say they got it from Nike. So I will be putting this up against the Sim, actually. Two unforgiving beasts, and we'll see who wins. But yeah, I personally think it's a great looking club. And obviously, I was a massive, massive fan. Let's get in the light there. Massive fan of the Nike Vapor head covers as well. For me, I like shiny. I'm actually all in black right now, which is a bit of a weird one, but I do like sort of bright colours. Like Mizuno's when they were blue, I used to love that. I used to love it when TaylorMade were whites. White drivers. Very much, something a little bit different from the black. I really do enjoy. So yeah, great looking club. Now let's get into the technology that's in this club. I'm going to grab this to show you in a second some of the technology that's in this. So the Nike VaporFlex 440 driver, released in 2016, was the last driver, that Nike released. So they had the Nike Vaporfly, which is a sort of more forgiving model, had the Nike Vaporfly Pro, which is a sort of better player model, and then you had this Nike VaporFlex 440, which is there for the ultimate players, pure distance and not a lot of forgiveness. It was so unforgiving that McIlroy, who was signed up for Nike at the time, actually used the Nike Vaporfly Pro because it had more forgiveness and he got better numbers with it. So it does show you what unforgiving beast this is. But yes, so going into technology, we have a new RZN body construction. So RZN was this sort of material that Nike produced. They used it in their golf balls and then started using it in their irons, their drivers, etc. The idea is it's lighter material than titanium, so they can move weight around like they wanted to. So new RZN body construction make up over 60% of the driver to move CG low and forward. So all the weight nice and light here, and then all the weights at the front. I mean, you can even feel it. Like, there you go. See, it wants to tip that way. It wants to tip forward. All the weight of this club is right here, and you can feel it holding it. It wants to go this way. This isn't forgiving club, and I've even got the weight setting at the moment at the back for mid, and it still wants to go forward. There's a lot of weight at the front of this club, which is supposedly, low spin bomber. All the way at the front, low spin bombing. Not forgiveness though, or help with launch, but there you go. The new Hyperflight face for extreme ball speed across the entire surface. So they have this Hyperflight face, much further back face. I think the Vaporfly had a silver one, and I think the Pro had the black, and this had a black as well. I do like the black, and you can see you saw it in the close up there. You've got little blue lines there as well, which is really cool. Re-engineering compression channel amplifies performance on miss hits. So compression channel here. All the major clubs use these nowadays. Your speed channel for TaylorMade, etc. Very much the same here to help with those low hits on the face. Covert cavity back design spreads weight to heel and toe for maximum forgiveness. Not sure about that, but weight and toe. So they do spread the weight around. To, they're trying to get forgiveness in this club. Not sure they really managed it. You've got fly beam construction that stabilizes the body and channels more energy into the face. There's a lot of technology in this. And then you've got the Flexi Loft 2 technology that offers 15 different launch conditions. And I actually really like the Nike sort of adjustment they had, which I think you can use pretty much from a Nike Covert upwards. There it is there. And you can lift it up, turn it around, go all the way from 8.5 degrees all the way up to 12.5 degrees. Have it set and when it goes right, so you can go a bit more right or go left as well. So really in-depth settings there, to be fair. It's really good there. And then obviously you had this weight in it as well, which I might have mentioned there. Don't think they did, but you had this weight in. Do that, and out it comes. Very cool. Titleist did this in 2018, 2017 as well. Sort of took the idea of a cylinder weight. You got low there at the front and then mid at the back. So if you want it low, you just stick it in that way, lock it in, and then all the weight's right at the front. And if you want it mid, then you'd have the weight at the back there. So for that lower flight. So there you go. So yeah, so then all the weight would, better weight would be at the back, and lows at the front. That means, if lows at the back, all the weight to the front, mid weight's a little bit more distributed to the back to help with the ball flight and make it a little bit less, more spinny. I'd say, with all that weight at the front, obviously it's less spin. There you go, got it around the way around then, finally. But yeah, so there's all the technology that's in this club. Now, let's get down to the range and throw some figures at you. But before I do that, I'll just tell you what settings I have this in. Obviously, I have quickened my swing up, so I'm around getting close, 99 miles per hour, trying to get to 100 on average. So I still had this very much setting in the forgiving setting. I had it at 12.5 degrees to help me with launch, and I had the weight, on the mid setting, to again help with mid-launch, and a little bit more spin to really help me get that ball up in the air and get some really good distance numbers. Also, I have an upgraded Ventus red shaft in it. So a new shaft. I love, if you watch my channels before, you know I do like my Ventus shafts. Had a red one in my old Stealth that I used to use, Stealth 2. And I've got a blue one currently in my Cobra that I use. So yes, great shafts, absolutely love them. So that's what I had it all tested at. All right, let's get down to the range. Going to throw some figures at you, and then we're going to come back here for the ACS Golf Scale. All right, see you in a bit.
I'm down at the range with the driver now. Normally with the driver, I'm looking around sort of 250 total distance, carry probably around the 220 to 230 mark. Was a little bit short with this, however, it is winter and I don't expect the ball to go as far, and also this is an unforgiving beast, it really is. So on average, I had a carry of 226 yards, total distance of 245 yards, ball speed impressively 151 miles per hour, launch angle 12, height 73 feet, and has average swing speed of 101 miles per hour. So it really was going for it, as you can tell in these videos, to be fair. What I was impressed by is, to be honest, it just felt like it wanted to go faster and faster. You know, longest on the day, you know, managed to get 260 out of it. You know, carry of 241, ball speed 154 miles per hour. You know, really impressed with that in winter. You know, also managed to get 156 miles per hour ball speed as well. So very good. And when I started to get that launch a little better on the later shots, you know, I definitely felt the average did push on a little bit. At first, maybe it was a little bit down because I just couldn't quite get in the launch, even at 12.5 degrees. Forgiveness wise, not a lot of forgiveness, to be fair. Those numbers really did drop off on miss hits, and I found that it actually probably span up a little bit as well. But overall, you know, not bad. Those figures on a table for you, and really not that bad. You know, longest 260, happy with that. Average 245 for this time of year, happy, even though, you know, the swing speed was up. You know, just wasn't quite hitting the middle of the face, and I know this is an unforgiving beast. Shortest on the day, you know, that 236. Don't get me wrong, the swing speed was down, but still not that good. And one thing I did notice with this club is on the miss hits, you know, potentially launch did increase, but also spin increased as well, even though this is a low spin bomber. And that was something that old reviews did mention. You know, if you didn't quite hit the centre, spin would jump up a lot. So definitely does affect those results. Flight wise, pretty similar, you know, at the 12.5 degrees, you know, I did manage to sort of get it up in the air in the end, so not bad.
So what can we say? A mixed bag. Really was a mixed bag, which I was expecting from this, to be fair. I've read all the reviews of previous people using this club. The fact that Rory McIlroy, I don't actually know if any tour players actually used it in the end. I knew this was going to be extremely unforgiving, and it was. It really was. Well, not extremely unforgiving, but I knew that there was going to be quite a range of numbers here, especially from someone like me hitting this type of club. But you know, when I really got it, you know, we are talking down at winter at the moment. It was drizzling as well, so the ball was not going to go as far as it normally would down at the range. You know, to get a max out of 241 carry, 260, you know, total distance of, you know, 154 ball speed, swing speed of 105.7 miles per hour, which is, you know, quick for me. Even though I am speeding up, that is still quick. Launch angle 14, height 87. Some really decent numbers in there. When I got up close and pretty much out the middle, this thing did fly. You know, I'm hitting that ball in summer. I'm getting this thing up to 270, 280 with that shot easily, which is right at the max of my hit range. You know, even at the swing speed, it really is. So really good numbers even for this. Well, really good numbers for this club. Really is. You know, even this for this time of year. There we go. Even for this time of year, that's what I was trying to say. You know, it's cold, it's wet, it's whatever. I'm not expecting this thing to fly, and some of these did absolutely fly. But then, as mentioned, you know, those shortest there, you know, 236, 145 ball speed. All right, swing speed wasn't as quick, it was only 96.8, but it really did drop. But that still went launch 15 degrees, and it got up to 91 feet. You know, you could just tell the spin of it really changed there as well, which some of the reviews did. You know, even with the weight forward, you know, you had low spin around 1700, and some people then suddenly do a miss it and it jumps all the way up to sort of 3000. And that's the difference between this type of club and your sort of your brand new clubs, where they're very consistent with the spin across the face, even on the miss hits. You know, with these older clubs, especially with this type of really unforgiving beast, you can really hit the wrong place and then the spin can really jump up, which for a fast swing speed player is probably going to use this. Not a great thing at all. But yeah, but overall, 245 on average, 226 carry, so 245 sort of total distance average, ball speed 151 miles per hour, swing speed 101 miles per hour, launch angle 12, height 73 feet. Really good figures for this type of year. For this time of year. There we go. And one thing I will say about this club as well is the feeling of it. With all that weight at the front, as I mentioned, it just wants to go like this. All that weight at the front, it felt so weird. It felt really, really solid. It's by far the strangest feeling I've ever had with a club. It just felt so solid, but so powerful still. I just knew if I took this out on the right day, the right time, I could get this thing to absolutely just destroy anything that I used. Really could get this thing flying. Really impressed by that. So let's go into the ACS golf scale. So when we've got distance, feel, looks, price and forgiveness, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. So go into distance. So yes, all right, average only 245, but longest 260 with a ball speed 154 miles per hour. Managed to get 156 miles per hour ball speed, but the launch there wasn't quite right. I'm giving it 5 out of 5. I know this thing's a monster. I know this thing from all the old reviews. If you get this out the middle, it is an absolute monster. It is very hard to do so, but if you do it, it is an absolute monster. And I knew hitting it. I hit so many shots with this down the range because I just wanted to hit it more. It was fun to hit. I knew soon, all I need is maybe 1 or 2 millimeters to the middle, and this thing was going to absolutely explode off the face. It was fun to hit. So I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. Even though the figures might not quite warrant a 5 out of 5, maybe 4.5 out of 5, longest 260. But yeah, still good on this type. Well, on the day, wet, cold, horrible day, it was really good numbers. So yeah, really happy with that. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. And I will be taking this down to or take it down to the range again numerous times probably in the future to really try and nail it. I think if I get my swing speed up even a little bit more, which I'm trying to do, fast swing speed I've had recently is 110 miles per hour, with this Venter shaft and this driver, I think I could probably be the first one to maybe get 300 at the range for me. It is a beast. It is a beast. I know I didn't quite get it today when I did this review, but it is an absolute beast. So yeah, 5 out of 5. Feeling. I've given this 4 out of 5. It feels nothing like I felt before. It doesn't feel like my Cobra that's really feels really nice, or PSG that feels nice, or Titleist or anything like that. It feels solid, feels powerful. It feels like I could swing as hard as I could and it wouldn't break. It just feels really, really weird. And the sound of it as well was very poppy. It wasn't like a long-lasting sound because I think of this ZM back here, it sort of hit and then it sort of stopped. And I just absolutely loved it. To be fair, I just did. I really enjoyed hitting it. Really, really enjoyed hitting it. But 4 out of 5 because it's not the softest. It's a weird sensation. A lot of you guys out there might not like it, but for me, I really enjoyed it. But because of that, because I know it's going to be a quiet taste, I'm going to 4 out of 5. But yes, so even doing that, feels solid. Even doing that, it's good. I really, really enjoy it. But yeah, 4 out of 5 because I know a lot of you guys will be watching this going, oh, I don't like the sound of that at all. So that's why I'm not giving it 5 out of 5. Maybe I should do personally because it's my personal opinion, but yeah, I'll give it 4 out of 5. On to looks. Looks, I love the look of this. Having it down the ball as well looks so cool. I love the shape of it, that being at 440cc. It's not the full 460cc, so it's that little bit smaller. It is that better player shape, which I've always loved. And I love the blue, that sort of dark blue with that black, that blue tick there. I love it. So 5 out of 5. Even like the bottom of it just looks interesting with the yellow there. Some of you might hate the look of this, but personally for me, 5 out of 5. I think this is a gorgeous club. I really do. Moving on to forgiveness. As you can expect, it's not high. I've been changing this back and forth from 1.5 to 2 to, yeah, I think I'm going to have to give it 1.5. I really am. I think on average, if you take it up to 2, no, I don't think that. I'm going to give it a 2. I think 2. One, for me, forgiveness for one is something that you can barely hit, you miss the middle of it, and it's not going anywhere, and it's going all over the place. It's pretty consistent with this ball flight, to be fair. We're just saying anything was really going mad left or right. So I'm going to give it a 2. I think with the weight at the back, I think it's probably maybe pushing a 2.5. I don't think it's pushing a 2.5 at all. It is a 2. It's a solid 2. I think if you put the weight at the front, I think you're going to probably get around the 1.5, to be fair. It is an unforgiving beast. Um, it's fun, but unless you can hit the middle of the face every single time, you're not going to put it in your bag, which shows, because I don't, like I said, McIlroy was one of the best strikers of the ball, didn't put it in the bag. He went for the pro because, he knew how unforgiving that is, this club is. So, yeah, 2 out of 5. Definitely a 2 out of 5. I'm not changing it. Yeah, just keep it as that. It's unforgiving as anything, so do be aware of that. Moving on to price. So the price is a bit of a difficult one with this because it's becoming more of a collector's item. They are quite rare, especially one in this condition, to be fair. I'm really happy I managed to get one in this condition. Awesome. They are quite old, 2016. Some of these have come off the back of it. So yeah, so it is a difficult one. The price I'm giving it a 2 out of 5. I mean, I've seen it range from £127, which is around $150, all the way up to £200, $250. And some people are trying to charge like 300 quid for it, and no one's buying it, of course, because it's not worth 300 quid. So I'm giving it a 2 out of 5, just for the sentimental and the coolness of it. If we were going to look into price against compared to others, then I'd say go and get yourself TaylorMade Sim if you wanted a max destroyer. We'll have a little bit more forgiveness in this, and even that's not forgiving beast, to be fair. There's a lot of clubs out there that are better than this when it comes down to over forgiveness, and still gives you the same distance around that same sort of price mark. Like I said, TaylorMade Sim, TaylorMade Sim 2, go for the TaylorMade M6, not the M6, but the M3, the M5. The list, I mean, that's all TaylorMade. Callaway, Great Big Bertha, Epic, there's so many clubs out there that has that little bit more forgiveness and will still give the same sort of levels of distance. Will they look as cool as this? No, they will not. And that's why I've given it a 2 out of 5, just because of how cool this driver is. But yeah, there's a lot of better options out there. If you seriously want to use this and you want to use it in tournaments, I'd look somewhere else. It's a bit of fun, but I would look somewhere else. So there you go, guys. There's the final review for 2024, the Nike Vapor Flex 404. Just going to show you that. Try and focus it in. Maybe not. Anyway, overall thoughts, absolute beast of a driver. Love the looks. Personally, really love the feel, but it will punish you no end if you're anywhere apart from the centre of the face. But still, really good fun, and I will definitely be having some more fun with this next year in 2025. I might even take it down the golf course a few times on a very sociable summer's day. Won't be putting a card in if I'm using this, that's one thing for sure. Alright guys, now I hope you've enjoyed this review. I hope you've enjoyed the review throughout the years. Throughout the years? Well, yeah, throughout the years, to be fair. The whole time of ACS Golf, I hope you enjoyed it all. And obviously there will be more coming soon. So do give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Comment down below, if you've ever played one of these. If you have, let me know your thoughts. Do you think I'm a bit harsh on the forgiveness? I'll really be interested in that in the comments down below. And also, as I mentioned before, do remember to hit that subscription button for the channel and the bell icon so you do not miss out on weekly ACS Golf reviews and more videos coming next year. Alright guys, I'll see you soon for the next ACS Golf video. See you then. Bye bye.